Hi, this is Ike from IkesOutdoors.com. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about stabilizers. I'm not even going to begin to try to cover all those different kind of stabilizers on the market. I'm going to show you what I've got here. I've got a couple competition stabilizers, a set of VBars, and then I've got what I use for hunting, and a couple different ones of those. So I'm just going to talk about those, kind of the advantages of those, and some of the ways that some of the things that I use to maximize my stabilizers. Stabilizer does exactly what the name implies. It stabilizes your bow. If you guys are not familiar, stabilizer just screws right in here to the lower portion of your riser on your bow, and what it does is it counterbalances, adds a little bit of weight to make up for your sight and your quiver, and basically just steady your bow and help you with that weight distribution. Another thing that it does is it absorbs vibration from your bow. A lot of the vibration from your bow goes into your riser, so it'll help quiet your bow down as well as stabilize it. Okay, now the first kind of stabilizers we're going to talk about are the hunting stabilizers. The kind I like to use are these Simms limb saver stabilizers. This is your basic X-coil stabilizer camouflage. It's one of the best stabilizers I think on the market. It's made out of Navcom material and it really absorbs vibration really well. Now I like a little bit longer stabilizer, so what I do in my hunting setup is I've got this X-coil. And what I'll do is I'll back it with this S-coil extension. And that's pretty simple. You just screw that right in there, tighten her down, and you got your stabilizer. Now there's another product that Simms makes that you can add to this, and what it is it's this little module right here. And you can see what it is. It's just a piece of aluminum or some kind of steel, maybe. I'm not sure what the material it's made out of is. It's basically just wrapped around Navcom material. It screws right into the back side of your stabilizer and then screws right into your bow. And what that does is it allows your stabilizer to actually flex a little bit. So instead of having just this stabilizer and shot going into it and having your Navcom actually absorb everything, this will actually allow your stabilizer to have a little bit of flex to it and allow it to vibrate a little bit. I like a little bit longer stabilizer, so that's the hunting setup that I use. Pretty lightweight, does a really good job, makes a lot of difference when you put it on your bow as far as absorbing vibration and taking a little bit of noise out of your bow. Now you can do this in 100 different ways. Simms makes all kinds of good little add-ons. You can put as many of these modules on there as you want. You don't have to have the extension, you don't have to have the module. They make not only this X-coil, but they also make an S-coil, and they make these in several different lengths. So you can see this one's a little bit smaller than my X-coil. So a lot of different variations out there on these stabilizers. And you can go to a shop and you can actually try these things out. They'll open them up out of the package, put them on your bow, and find what's right for you. Now that's the setup that I use for hunting, but there's a couple other different things. This is another hunting stabilizer that I used for a little bit and just didn't end up liking it. It just didn't work quite as well as the Simms stabilizer. I'm not sure who even makes this stabilizer. I've had it for so long that it doesn't have a label on it. What I liked about it was it has a couple weights out on the end of it, and to me a heavier bow is a little bit more accurate. I don't want to get carried away with my hunting bow and make it weigh 10 or 12 pounds by having a heavy stabilizer on it, but I like a little bit of weight out on the end. It feels a little bit more, and with my bow I come from the top down, so a little bit of weight out front actually helps me. It actually brings my bow down a little bit quicker when I settle in. So I like a little bit of weight out front, and this has a couple of adjustable weights on it, so you can make it weigh a little bit more, or you can make it weigh a little less. You can take all those weights off of there. Now this stabilizer here is made by Doinker. Now this is one you could use for hunting, or you can use for competition, 3D shooting, whatever you want to do with it. I like to use this one for 3D shooting. It's a lot heavier than my Simms stabilizer, and this is what I use for 3D only. Got a nice big weight out here on the front of it, and it's the right length. I really like the length of it, and what I like about it too is it's got this Doinker right here that allows your weight to flex. So when you shoot that bow, it's going to actually allow that vibration to be absorbed by this doinker, and that weight's going to flex a little bit. So it adds a little bit of weight out there at the end for my competition bow, like I like it. Makes my competition bow a little bit heavier, and it absorbs a little bit of vibration and makes my bow a little bit quieter as well. Now these two are what I'd call really competition stabilizers. You see a lot of guys shooting in the open class shooting these kind of stabilizers. This one here is about 32 inches long, something like that. Real lightweight. It's just got a hollow bodied, like a plastic shaft on it here, and it's got a limb saver dampener on the end to absorb a little bit of vibration and put a little bit of weight on the end. Not much. Real lightweight. Now these longer stabilizers like this for shooting 3D and shooting in the open classes, stuff like that, they really do work. They really help out, make your bow a little bit more solid. This is the one I shot last year. This one's made by Easton, and it's got a nice big weight out on the end of it there. And this one's a little bit shorter than the other one. It's I say it's 28 inches, 26, 28 inches long, something like that. And it really does help. It really makes your bow a lot more stable. Now you're not going to want to go hunting with something like this, but if you're going to want to do 3D, you know, check your regulations for your local club that you're shooting at. But these longer stabilizers do actually help. They may make you shoot in the open class with this, even if you're not shooting a scope or something like that. So I know I shot in the open class all year last year, but I had a scope on my bow for a majority of the time. So be sure to check your regulations. But these longer stabilizers put your weight way out in front of you, and they really do help. They really help to stabilize your bow for a 3D situation. Now something else I've got here is a set of VBars, and you'll see a lot of guys in the open class shoot these. I couldn't see any advantage to them. They didn't seem to help me out a whole lot, and it may be because of the setup that I've got, because it's in a fixed position. What this bracket does is it actually mounts behind your stabilizer. Your stabilizer would screw into the front there, which you'd probably be using a longer one for this, but just for demonstration's sake, we'll use this one. Would screw into this adapter, and this adapter would screw into your bow, and you can set these V-bars out to the side to really balance your bow, to keep it from pulling left or right. And what I did last year when I shot these things was I shot with only the left-hand side one on, and you can get these set up where they've got adjustability up and down, so you can set them at the angle that you want and get a different feel to it. I did like the weight that they added to my bow, and once again, like I said, for 3D shooting, I like a heavier bow. I really want my bow to weigh about 10 pounds for 3D shooting. It sounds like quite a bit, but you're really not going to be doing that much with it. You're going to be sitting down, you're going to be taking breaks. You can get a hook for your side that you can put the weight of your bow on. So I like a heavier bow, and what I did last year was I kept just the left-hand side one on, because I shot a lot of recurve in my life, and I got a habit of canting my bow. You guys who shot 3D, you know that you'll cant your bow to the right or the left depending on what hand you shoot with, but I cant my bow to the right when I was shooting traditional, shooting recurve or longbow. And when I made the switch to compound bows, I still kind of had that problem. I still kind of canted my bow to the right. I shot instinctive for a long time, and it wasn't a problem with that, but now I'm shooting sights and shooting a more high-tech, more faster bow. It's kind of presenting a problem. So that bad habit just really threw my arrows off quite a bit. So I set this thing up just like that, where I just had the left-hand side on it, and it put weight on the left-hand side and actually pulled my bow over. So it compensated for a form issue that I had, and eventually I was able to beat that form issue because of this V-bar. So that's just a few stabilizers that I've got here, and just a few that I've tried, a few that I've worked with. I like the Sims for hunting. I really like this setup right here. I've got the X coil with that S coil extension and the module behind it. Really works good at absorbing vibration and makes your bow a little quieter. And I like the weight of it. Not a whole lot of weight, good even distribution on it. So that's what I use for hunting. For competition, you know, there's a lot of different stabilizers out there. Bee Stinger makes a good one. Smooth Stability makes a real good one. There's a ton of different kind of stabilizers out there. So be sure to look into them and go to the shop and tell them that you want to try some different stuff out. Be sure to look into these Sims. Like I said, these are my favorite by far. So be sure to look into them. And for more videos, more tips, tricks, and product reviews, be sure to visit our website, ikesoutdoors.com. Appreciate you watching.
I like good times, good wine, good smoke, and a five-piece bed. And I can't help it.